The following is a presentation of Biggs Media Services.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Are you ready? Time to play the game!
Biggs Golf Talk for golfers.
You want to hear a nice golf joke? Yeah, I should have showed up and watched me play yesterday. I should be put on Chick Galore or something like that. A team named that. Scramblers. That's it. Scramblers, that's a team I should be on. Because I was scrambling for my ball.
There's a golf shot. That's a golf shot.
Hey, when am I going to get the caddy?
The bag is bigger than you.
So?
That white one?
Yeah?
That's the one you're carrying.
Oh, man, that thing's a boat anchor.
I haven't had golf anything since high school.
No, that's you, not me. She likes to enjoy a beverage herself. Is that what you're trying to say?
I might be distracted. That's another story. Golf course and equipment reviews, golf news, guests, and lots of golf humor. When you need to drive for show.
Are you ready?
For Biggs Golf Talk.
I'm special.
Yes, you are, with a helmet.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It is showtime, baby! Here we go! Biggs Golf Talk is presented by US Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify in a national qualifier today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com and find a local national qualifier in your area today. Here in New Mexico, mark your calendars for June 15th at the Canyon Club, the BGT 18-hole challenge for the USGC, and you can qualify and participate in a national championship if you win at the BGT 18-hole challenge. And 30% of the field actually qualifies to participate in the national championship. Find out more information at usgolfchallenge.com or biggsgolftalk.com. BGT also sponsored in part by ShotScope, Data is Power, Encore Golf, Photo Ball Marker, McNally 22, Ready Putt, and Zalees, CBD for golfers. Connect with Biggs Golf Talk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Ball. Subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes. Available in the Google Play Music Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your smart home devices. Our website is www.biggsgolftalk.com. BIGGS golftalk.com. He is the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas. I am the sick one, Bigg Jon Vic, and Amanda, the Golf Diva Robertson, has your On Par with Amanda. Good morning, Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Yes, the first show of
friend,
2020.
You are the sick one.
I
you
am.
are sick for sure.
So how did you enjoy your New Year's, sir?
I went up to Durango, Colorado. That's where I got sick.
Well, I'm sorry that you got sick. But, I mean, did you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time, a really good time. First time in many, many years that I'm not working on New Year's Eve as a bouncer at a bar. Yeah, it was great. Hanging out with some new friends and meeting some new people and all that stuff. Having some photography, photos done and all that stuff. It was just a great, great time.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I look forward to visiting Durango in the near future. It was 2020, no less. So I look forward to getting up there as well. You did message me some pictures of yourself, and I hadn't seen snow in a long time. so it was definitely good. I'm not a big fan of snow. I had enough of it.
Yeah.
When I left New York, bro, I got.
Dude, when I left Wisconsin, I'm like, goodbye, good riddance. I don't miss it one bit.
People are like, oh, don't you miss it?
Hell no.
No, I don't miss the snow. They can keep the snow. I don't want to visit it. The only snow that I see is when I have to clean my freezer from the condensation of my garage being so hot. Other than that, I don't care. I don't care about snow whatsoever, brother. But I'm glad you had a good time out there. Did you get anything? I forgot to ask you when we did it. Did you get, besides your PlayStation, you get any other special gifts for Christmas that I don't know about?
I got a humidor, for cigars and things like that.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, we got to thank Amanda, too, because Amanda sent us a nice
little care package with Stogie Bogey in there and some other stuff.
The only thing that she did was change our names to protect the innocent. I became Bigg Jon Vic, and you became Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas. We both had each other's cards.
Yes.
But they said the same thing, so it's all good. It's just an envelope with the wrong name. But we all good, right?
Absolutely. We are all good. Have you ever been to Durango, Colorado? You and I both been to Colorado. We've been to Colorado Springs and Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado Springs and Denver and various areas in Denver, but never to Durango. And it definitely looks very interesting. It looks more country than the mountains that we saw, like when we were in Colorado
here's the deal about Durango, Colorado. When you picture, if you picture a Hallmark Christmas movie, holiday movie, right?
Yes.
And it's in a small town surrounded by mountains, right?
Yep.
That is Durango, Colorado. I mean, everywhere there's mountains around you. I mean, everywhere around you.
I saw some of the mountains deep in the landscape from what you shared. So, I mean, the views were beautiful. I mean, they really truly were, even with the snow. Yeah, it probably was cold and everything, and you look kind of cold like a damn Eskimo. But, it's too, and that's that you're from Wisconsin. So you put a sissy girl like me whose blood is thinned out from Florida, I'm gonna need like a fur coat. I'm gonna need a bomber. I'm gonna need like 12 layers because you look kind of cold and you're used to the cold. So yeah, I need a heater wherever I go.
You and I have an invite. They have a golf club there called Glaciers Club. So you and I have an invite to play that when the snow disappears. So when we are up there in May, you and I, as a matter of fact, will be up there a couple days earlier. And so I think what we're going to do is going to have a little party on the Glaciers Club. Julie's husband, Brian, invited us up there. He smokes cigars, too, so the three of us will enjoy.
Thanks, Brian!
Absolutely. What a great guy. First time I met Brian. Julie I've known. I met her here in New Mexico. But they have.
Did I meet Julie?
You have not met Julie yet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I met her when I met a bunch of people for the Folds of Honor New Mexico event. So
you may have. You might have. I don't know.
Okay.
But so Julie, texts us, and here we are, in travels. We were just leaving the honey shop. There was a nice little honey factory out there. Oh man, you want to talk about peanut brittle and all sorts of different honeys? I picked up
real honey.
Yeah, real honey. I picked up a jar of caramel honey. And bought some wine, and all that stuff. But it was a nice little shop. When you come, we'll have to stop there, and you'll have to see what that place is all about.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you save me some of that caramel honey, so when I get to New Mexico in a couple of weeks,
well, I think there's
going
to be quite a bit left because I am about to hit the keto diet hardcore starting Monday through the month of May. So it's just not a certain amount of weeks, but I am going through the month of May hardcore on keto diet.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to be there right with you, supporting, torturing you, making fun of you,
yes.
beating you down like I'm supposed to, and you're going to like it and take it like a man, and we're going to keep going from there, and we're going to do it the right way. But I'll be eating that caramel honey stuff right in front of you all the while you're on your keto diet. I'm just saying.
Well, you're coming up here in just a few weeks, so
that's what I'm saying.
Well, not a few weeks, about a month, because you and I will see each other in Orlando for a few weeks.
Yes, we see each other. What's today? I don't even know what today's Saturday. What? I don't even know what day it is. The 4th. Okay, so you figure
I get there on the 15th.
11 days.
Yes.
11 days, brother. We got some big things happening with George McNeely. He's a great guy. He does a lot of good stuff. Luckily for us, we partnered with him and Disney Springs and everything that we've been doing. So we got some more stuff. It's like a continuation of our last trip together here.
Yep.
So
I'm looking forward to that too. Yeah. We're gonna see more of what Disney World offers out there in Orlando, Florida. I mean, you can't spend just a week to see everything. You just can't.
No, absolutely no. There's no way you can get it all in that time. That's why people keep coming. You know what I mean? You see what we accomplish. I mean, we accomplished so much when you were here, and yet we just scratched the surface. You know what I mean? There is so much to do, so we got a lot more exploring to do.
I want to get back to Durango, Colorado, because this place is just phenomenal, and they do have a couple golf courses. I'm like, Durango, Colorado, do they even have golf here? It's surrounded by mountains and all that stuff, but they do have a few golf courses out there that I would have been told that they are must visit when I am out there. Glaciers Club being one of them. As a matter of fact, Brian is going to make an introduction to the head golf pro, the general manager at Glaciers Club. And he says, Bigg Jon, I think they would make a great big guest on Bigg's Golf Talk on your radio show to have them on to talk about their club. Not a whole lot of people know about them. And so Julie tells me, you have to come and visit my little cottage. My little cottage. Yeah.
Yep.
Billy, her little cottage is 3 tiers of a little cottage.
3 tiers of a little cottage and a lot of square footage, huh?
70,000 square feet.
7,000, not 70,000. If it's 70,000, we can move there, all of us.
Maybe it is 7,000. Maybe I added a
Yeah, you added a zero. That's 70,000, bro. We all moving there. We're all gonna go live with Julie. Yeah, we're gonna live really good out there. But 7,000.
Phenomenal.
7,000
It is not a cottage. It is not a cottage. It's a house.
Yep.
It's in a gated community. The only gated community within that golf course there. And she says, "Oh, we're tucked away in the woods." Yeah, she's tucked away in the woods. And a great view, 360-degree view inside the house there. But she has...
That is awesome.
She has 3 floors. She has a whole theater that seats about 40 people.
Wow.
She has a workout room that would put any fitness place to shame. I mean, that's how big it is.
Yep.
It's just a phenomenal house. And she says, "Oh, yeah, you can stay with us anytime. There's plenty of room." Let me tell you something. Yeah, she's right. Because the room that she showed us where we would stay at, nobody would even know we're there.
That's perfect. Cool. I'm ready. Sign me up. Julie, we're coming down.
She has a nice
we'll be there soon.
She has a nice little game room with air hockey and all that stuff in it. The kitchen is phenomenal. The balcony is phenomenal.
You're trying to make me jealous. You know that, right? That's what you're trying to do.
Is it working?
You know what? You know what I did? I stayed in my room for New Year's. It was just me and my puppy, And that's what I did. And here you are in a 7,000 square foot house, rubbing it in, making me feel terrible. And I feel I'm going to cry. And you knew I was lonely, and yet you went to Durango without me.
But Billy, at least I did FaceTime you to wish you a happy New
You
Year.
did.
You know?
No, I think you did that so you could rub it in more. That's the way I feel right now. I feel like you just want to hurt my feelings, but it's okay.
Hey,
I'll be going there. That's good. Yes.
You want to talk about hurting? I want to talk about a product right now that just works wonders. And ever since they become a sponsor here on Bigg's Golf Talk, and I'm talking about Zelease Ultra CBD for golfers, and we're talking about the CBD oil and the cream that comes in the Ultra pack. And Billy, I want to tell you that I've been suffering from back pain over the last couple of weeks. And this has literally replaced my Advil, which is a good thing.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh yes, because you were doing a lot of that Advil, brother. I remember when I was there, and I was like, "Here, try this stuff." And the thing was, before they became an official sponsor, you know how we are, how we have to try
research.
What
yeah.
We had it. We already had all our research because we've been doing, going back and forth and doing the stuff and comparing it to other CBD companies that wanted to be a sponsor on our show. But this is the one that from the very beginning when we decided, hey, let's give it a shot. And let's break our rule and bring them on, because it was still controversial when we first originally had them on, of what was going on, what to look for, and they stood up. They were on the cream of the crop right there. But I put it on, and me, I was like, nah, I'm not taking a chance. I can't. I'm not gonna do it. And I did it. And after it worked for me, I told you gotta try it, and you did, and it's worked, hasn't it?
It has, and it just takes a little bit, and you know what? And it's gone in minutes. I mean, it's not even. I get in a car, and I was like, I'm having a little bit of back pain, and I'm like, okay, I want to take only 2 Advil, and I'll rub this on my back. And yesterday, I took just Advil, and I just wanted to test the theory, right?
Yep.
Advil, it didn't kick in. It didn't kick in for hours. The CBD oil, Zelease Ultra, and by the way, to get yours and to check out more information, Zelease.com/Ultra Preston. So use that Ultra Preston / after Zelease.com. But I'll tell you, Billy, that it works. And that's all I got to say.
Does.
It really does.
And the thing is, we're going to have Preston on again because he has a lot of good information that he explains a lot better than we can. This is what he does. He was in the medical field.
As a matter of fact, I know people are so worried about if they have to take a drug test and stuff like that at work and all that stuff. And for me, I'm not in that boat to be able to do that. But what I like to do is see if anybody has used CBD oil and actually had to take that test, if they actually failed, if there's enough hemp in there to fail a test, because I like to see. I know Colonel Quick's up there in age, Colonel James Quick, right, of Folds of Honor, New Mexico, and he's such a dear person to my heart. And he suffers from a lot of back pain right now, and we have talked extensively about this. But I like to see him try this CBD Ultra by Zelease.
Yeah, because the ones that we have, I mean, they get double check, triple check, whatever. I mean, and it's all organic stuff, and it's the oil, it's the hemp oil. I mean, you know me, I'm crazy about that, especially with my background. I don't take any chances.
Right.
I can't afford to take any chances with anything like that. And, I believed I did my due diligence as everybody else should do it. But, it took a lot. We've been talking to Preston, not just days, not just we've been doing this for months, almost a year before this thing even came to fruition for us and him together, because that we wanted to make sure. We needed to make sure that it is. And with so many companies popping up, and looking at what they're offering and what they're giving, this is a first-class product, and I'm happy that they're a sponsor of ours. It doesn't bother me to use it and talk about it because it works. It worked for you. It worked for me. It worked for the guys that have problems that have hand problems. It worked for other media people that we gave the samples to. It worked for family members. Not one person yet that has tried it that I personally know. I'm not saying that works for everybody.
And let me tell you, not all CBD oils are real. So you gotta do your research, and
absolutely,
we certainly did that.
This is a full spectrum one,
right?
And it's the rich hemp CBD oil, and this thing is certified by the United States Department of Agriculture as organic hemp.
Right.
Do your research on organic hemp as opposed to what they use hemp for, because there's some that gets imported, some that are being used to I believe, and I don't want to misspeak, but I believe it's used to clean up soil and stuff in other countries. And then it's after it's already been used and cleaned up, it's processed and everything else. This is organic. It's not used for anything else but for rich hemp CBD oil.
And you're talking about two guys that are cynical about these type of products out there, and this one is the real deal.
THC,
right.
No THC, and that is huge. And every batch that they make is tested by a third party.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you're talking about triple check, and this is ultra. And it's been around since 2018. It's legal in all 50 states, Biggs. You know what I mean? So it's not that you got to worry about this. I travel with it in my bag.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if it was something wrong, the way the TSA is, everything will be like, they hit me more for my cologne than they do for my CBD, oil that I put on my back. So what does that say to you? I mean, you got to be positive in what you're doing. It works for me. It worked for you. It works for so many people. And I hope more people that really need it. I've had people that are taking the drops for anxiety. People that are using it for their pets, to relax their pets, the pets that are hyper, for fireworks, like on 4th of July, New Year's. There's a lot of good, legitimate causes that you can use the CBD oil for.
All right, Billy, we got to head into our first break here and continue on with the show, but their website is Zilis, ZILIS.com/Ultra Preston. The Ultra system, simple, social, shareable. Optimize and balance your health with a combination of Ultra Cell, CBD, and Ultra CBG. So check it out at Zilis.com/Ultra Preston. More Biggs Golf Talk coming our way. Coming up next, it is On Par with Amanda Robertson. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey everyone, Biggs Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Biggs Golf Talk. Be sure to save us as a favorite so that you'll know when we're on. Join the millions of iHeartRadio listeners and listen to Biggs Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is searching for the country's best two-player teams to compete against an international field in the 54-hole Ryder Cup-style event known prestigiously as the International Kings Cup.
The 6th annual edition of the International's King Cup will be contested in May 2021 at the most appropriate of venues, Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge.
The road to the Kings Cup begins with a national qualifier. Two-player teams compete in an 18-hole qualifier, playing best ball using net scoring. The top 30% and ties at each qualifier will be invited to the 54-hole USGC National Championship. Winning teams at qualifiers have a chance to receive a free $950 team entry into the event.
With an open and a senior division, each having 4 flights, teams of skills of all levels will compete for a spot on Team USA. The winning team from each flight at the USGC National Championship will be crowned and win the expense-paid trip to Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge as part of Team USA.
Do you have what it takes? For more information and to sign up, their website is usgolfchallenge.com. That is usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to another week of On Par with Amanda. We have entered 2020, folks. Hope everyone had a great new year, and hopefully it's over the recovery part from the celebrations. I wanted to talk a little bit about something that just happened effective January 1, was the handicap system. So as we all know, USGA, their normal handicapping structure has changed, and it has become the WHS, the World Handicapping System, and the formula for which we find handicap has changed. So as I was reading more about it and kind of learning more about the handicap system, I can see why it is going to cause a little bit of issue. Of course, any change is going to, disrupt any type of consistency for a while. But I don't know if I'm on board yet with this new system. And I can see some flaws in it, but I also see some positives. Now, anyone that knows me or knows my golf journey knows that I am absolutely against handicaps. I have never been a fan, even when I was an amateur. I think that they are very skewed. I think people can skew them any direction they want. They can pad them so they can, win their, bets against their buddies, and vice versa. They can kind of pad it the other way to make them, seem like they have a better handicap and a better player than they actually are. So let me talk a little bit about the difference in the two systems and kind of give you an overview. So before, the course handicap was your handicap index times the slope rating divided by 113. So your handicap was based on the difficulty of the course, the slope rating. So they came up with this formula. Course rating is basically everything having to do with how you got your handicap. So your handicap was based on the hardness of the golf course, nothing else, just simply the slope rating and the difficulty of what was going on, which I liked. I don't like handicaps once again, but I thought the system, at least you're basing it off on whatever course you were playing at the time. So how they've changed it is now handicaps reflect the strokes that you get in relation to par. So it's a subtle change, but it's a very significant change because other parts of the world, like Australia and I think parts of Sweden and a few other places, use a Stableford format. So Stableford, for those of you that don't know, is basically you get points. It's your score in relation to par. So you get points for what you receive. So you get 1 point for a par, 2 points for a birdie, 3 points for an eagle, and you add up all your points at the end of the day. So it's not stroke play. It's just you're in relation to par where you fall. So the new course handicap is calculated by taking handicap index times slope rating divided by 113, which was the typical, but now they add at the end course rating minus par. So it's your score in relation to par. Now, the reason, I've read a couple different people's opinions on why they, the pros and the cons and what they see. And what I'm hearing over and over and over again is that the only reason this doesn't seem quite as fair, one, we're not accustomed. We don't Stableford really in the States for a normal basis. We do for, certain events, but not sanctioned events. But the biggest, I think, issue that kind of I'm seeing everybody have with this is that you're basing your handicap not on the difficulty of the course, but in relation to par. And as we know, par doesn't always mean great. And sometimes, sometimes when you make a bogey, you're like, ooh, man, bogey here was like a par. How many times have you guys said that to somebody? Or, man, I'll take my bogey here. Or, man, that double bogey felt like I, made birdie. That was such a tough hole. So that's why course handicaps should just go off of course slope, course rating, the difficulty, because every course is so different. So I might go out and shoot 72 at one course, but it's based on the course rating. So if it's a super easy course, 72 is not the same as me shooting 75 at a very difficult course. So this is why I can see the flaw. And like I said, it's very subtle in the formula, but it's enough to cause issue where when you go out and you play, it's going to alter how you look and view par. Because like I said, at a very difficult course, if you go and play Wolf Creek in Mesquite, it's a novelty course. It's very challenging, very difficult. Well, making a bogey on some of those holes is going to feel like you just made birdie. So that's where slope and course rating always came in to kind of help even things out. So with that said, I'm not really sure. Obviously, with change comes time. So we got to give things time to adjust, time to get used to certain things. And I don't really know that I like it any better than I like the other one. And for the first time, I might be actually sticking up for the USGA format of handicapping. And I appreciate the USGA and all that they do, and I understand the premise behind a handicap. The only reason I haven't ever liked them is because there's no way to perfectly keep them unflawed. Everyone can, and we know it's a game of integrity. We know it's a game of honor, but still, people can pad them and make them be what they need them to be for that week's event with their buddies or whoever it might be that they're playing. So, like I said, I don't know how you guys feel, but as you tee it up, it's going to change. It might affect the courses people are willing to play, because with this new system, I wouldn't want to go play a super hard course when course rating really doesn't help me at all, and it doesn't adjust my handicap. So, so here was an example I found. Somebody had stated, it says, for example, where once a course handicap was a 12 from the back and middle tees and an 11 from the front, the new world handicapping system calculations, there will be much larger variations, like 18 shots in some instances between different tees. So part of the reason is that during the calculation, an approximation is being approximated again by adding course rating minus par, creating an imperfect overspreading of course handicaps. So golfers moving to longer tees will think this is a logical change, but they'll be getting more strokes. Golfers playing shorter tees won't be so happy. So the variation between tees is now huge, and will be huge. And this is going to cause quite the debacle, I think, in the long run. I'd love to hear a little bit more as to the theory behind this and see what's going on. I don't know that this will last. It's interesting because most rule changes, even though we don't like them, so we saw all the rule changes for 2019 and everybody was so against them and not on board, but none of them reverted back. They kind of held their ground, and you just kind of get used to them over time. But with this, I don't know if it's going to be like that. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know your thoughts on handicap. I could talk for hours and hours on why I hate handicaps and the things that I've seen on the golf course involving handicaps and how it has created quite the issue on the golf course between friends, between strangers, between everyone, and I absolutely think that they are a sham. When you enter a tournament as an amateur, a lot of times you have to have a certain handicap to get in, or certain pro events. You, as an amateur, if they let amateurs play, you have to have like below a 5 index. But the thing with it is anyone can pad that and make it look to what they need. It's literally punching something into a computer. So it really doesn't matter, because if they're a 20 handicap and they pad it and pad it and pad it and pad it and get it down to a 5 and then come out and shoot 111, it's very frustrating for the other players, and it's I don't know that we can ever fix that system. And I understand on the flip side, most people say, well, you just don't get why handicap. No, I get we're trying to make it even. Like me going and playing a straight up beginner amateur, no, it isn't fair. But at the same time, we live in a society where everything has to be so fair. Just go out and play golf, folks. And if you don't want to lose, get better. That's essentially how I've always felt about every sport. And if you're not good, get better and practice. So with that said, I don't really give strokes when I play. I like to play straight up. So there's no. I have given strokes, and it's it is what it is. But I just like to play straight up. And everybody gets to kind of fight for their spot out there. So with that said, message me. Keep sending me DMs. A Robertson Golf. I love receiving them and reading through them. And I love some of your guys' opinions. Crack me up. And you are just as outspoken as I am, so I love it. Make sure you continue to tell me what you want me to talk about. And give me ideas. If you have some controversial stuff going on the golf course, let me know. You can also write in at Bigg's Golf Talk. It's biggsgolftalk@gmail.com. Make sure in the subject line you write On Par with Amanda. Most of you reach out to me on Instagram. Like I said, it's great. Keep it coming. So with that said, I hope everyone has a great start this week to the new year. And hopefully you're already keeping those resolutions and you're moving forward. Let's see how long they can last in 2020. And we will talk to you next week. Until next time, keep swinging for par.
That was a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda. Sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event, or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
This is Bigg's Golf Talk with Bigg Jon Vic and Bill the GolfFather Cuebas.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, and don't forget all your smart home devices. What a great segment that was by Amanda the Golf Diva Robertson. And here we are back with Bigg Jon Vic and Bill the GolfFather Cuebas. This is Bigg's Golf Talk. Billy, we have been following a certain brand on social media, and what a brand it is. You want to talk about making your mark, or make your mark with a Sniper. Sniper Golf, the Sniper brand, proudly supports our military and law enforcement for men and women. When their markers or other products are purchased, a charity is selected and will receive a percentage of the profits from each sale. Now, Billy, we've been following this brand for quite some time, the Sniper brand. We heard from them on social media, and here we are. They got some unique items on their website. They're known for the Sniper putter. They have the Rebel, they have the DM4, and the Ambush, and the Ambush is absolutely my favorite. I like how that looks. Not only the look of it, but the functionality of the Ambush as you can line up your putts accurately.
It's one of my favorites too. I like the target on that putter. When you look down, you see the target right on it.
Yep, absolutely. The crosshairs of it. Yeah, absolutely. Our guest here is Clint Peters from the Sniper brand. Join us on Bigg's Golf Talk. Clint, welcome into Bigg's Golf Talk.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Clint, tell us about the Sniper brand. Where, how, when did you guys come up with this brand? I mean, it's pretty unique. The name is, pretty right, spot on for golf. When did you come out with the Sniper brand?
Yep. Well, to give you a little bit of history, I've been in sales and management and territory management and so forth for over 20-something years. But I'm a golfer. I play to scratch, and I've been looking for a way to sort of transition, I guess, if you will, from the business world into the golf industry. And last year, I stumbled across Sniper, and there was another guy who actually founded it and never got it off the ground. But he had the name, the trademarks, the putter designs, and so forth. And I basically, I guess, purchased those things from him for myself, and then kicked it off here just a few months ago is when I officially came, I guess, on as an owner. And what drew me to it was, the name, the logo, the cause. He had the Make Your Mark kind of slogan and everything, which I thought was really cool. And in essence, what that is what you'd mentioned before. All of our sales, we donate a percentage to military or first responder charities, and we can pick a charity really anywhere for anyone. So, if somebody wanted to team up and do an event, we could donate to a particular charity of their choice for all the sales generated from that event. There's some that I just have that if there's no charity picked, I just, give it to the ones who I normally support and so forth. But so anyway, I got involved and took over the business, and he had the putters. I've added, we've got golf gloves, which are really good golf gloves. I used to play, one of the top brands gloves, and I believe these are actually a little bit better. And what I actually did with the golf glove models is we've got sizes that go up to 5XL. If you ever go into a golf store, most of the time, maybe an XL, 2XL might be the biggest you see, but there's a lot of people out there who can't fit in those gloves. And when I was doing a little bit of research, there's hardly a company that will make them bigger than that unless it's some sort of a special order. So we go up to 5X with the golf gloves. I've got a couple of hats now with some other hat designs in the works. So we've got some pretty cool logos on some hats. We've actually got a golf ball line of our own that's going to be released in about 2 weeks. It's a 2-piece Sirloin covered distance ball that's going to be $19.99 a dozen. So we're going to go in and hopefully take some market share in the golf ball game, and then I'll have a tour ball hopefully sometime in the summer. Is kind of what the plans are there. And I've got polo shirts and some apparel clothing stuff that also will be here probably in another month or two. being done to be released. Our putter grips, people are loving the putter grips. They're thicker, they're softer. I think they're really good size. They're not too big, they're not too small. So the putter grips have been very popular. And then you mentioned it before. We've got some pretty cool looking markers. It's the Crosshair logo with the sniper golf ball across it, and we call it the Make Your Mark campaign, where markers and really all of our products, where it's centered around the markers, where we want people to hopefully carry and use the markers on the greens, and if they don't golf, even carry it in their pocket as a sign of support for the sacrifices and such for our military and first responder people, and that's kind of where the whole thing was designed from. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea where I've been, where I'm from, and so forth.
Well, what I'm seeing here, and how long has it been since you took over Sniper? July. So it's fairly new. You're less than a year. As a matter of fact, probably 6 months.
Yes.
I have noticed that, and I'm a left-handed golfer, so I'm sure you know where I'm going to go with this.
Yes.
I see no lefty love on here. How soon or when will we see lefty love on here?
Well, the good news is our hats are left-handed.
That's true. The ball markers are left-handed too.
Yep. Ball markers are left-handed. We do have left-handed there, for your right hand. We do have gloves, for that. I actually, you like the ambush putter. I actually have one ambush putter that's in a lefty right now in my inventory. But from the putter perspective, the left-hand ones are in discussions to kick those off. In essence, what they do is they'll take your putter models and they kind of flip them and so forth. So it's definitely in the works. It's just when I got involved in this, everything but one putter was a right-handed putter. So I've got to go into the left-handed market, I guess, if you will. But the good news is all of our other products, like I mentioned, they are left-hand friendly.
Well, and some people, I'm kidding with you, but some people don't realize, especially left-handed golfers, about that is it's very costly because you can't just flip a cast over and create left-handed putters. It's very costly to create a separate cast as well. And the fact of the matter is majority of the golfers that are out there are right-handed golfers, so it just makes sense for companies to come out with right-handed products before they come out with left-handed products to see if it sustains itself before actually coming out with the left-handed models. So as much as I'm kidding with you, I certainly understand the business aspects of it.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. I've got to get some of the other things going and up and running and stuff first before investing in, like you mentioned before, the costs associated with simply taking a right-handed putter and making it, left-handed.
Now, you mentioned that you got a subscription service that you have that might be coming out. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, you've seen some other ones probably that are out there where there's shirts or hats or something like that that's delivered to your door. Where our concept is going to come from is initially it's going to be the golf balls and the golf gloves delivered to your door for free, and it's probably going to come in somewhere around the $29.99 including shipping category. So if you live in the South and you play all year long, somebody could sign up and have it delivered monthly or every other month. If you live in the North and your golf season is end of March to September or October, there'll be like a seasonal package where there can be maybe 4 deliveries during that time frame, or monthly during the time frame of the summer, so maybe 6 deliveries or something along those lines. So it'd be $29.99, dozen golf balls and a golf glove delivered to the door.
Billy, that's not bad at all. I mean, people run through golf gloves as much as they run through golf balls. I mean, that's a great thing to offer 2 items and not just one item. Like, we have seen different boxes and things like that people, but it's not a particular brand that they enjoy. Sometimes, you just don't know what's going to be in the box, but at least with this, you're going to get this golf glove and these golf balls. With the subscription service.
It could also be the testers for him.
Yes.
If you think about it, if you have a box, and people always want unexpected goodies in those boxes, you know what I mean? So you could always expand on it, throw in some teas, or even put in a magic marker or a golden ticket, something in there to keep, because it is a great bargain as it is, but that stuff with that surprise when you open up that box and you're not sure what's in it, that ups it even more. People just want to know that. They want to have that surprise. You know what I mean? So,
or even offer, you talk about golden ticket, Billy, even offer $25 off of their next purchase of a putter.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways you can go with it once you do the subscription, So I think it's a good idea, and a lot of companies, once you have that subscription, it just keeps going. He's offering seasonal, depending on where you live, destinations, where you're going, how you're doing it, and the fact that he has those size gloves. I only know one person that had gloves like that years ago. He was out. I forgot, it's Major something or other.
Right.
He was out with those big gloves, and people need that. People, you see some of these golfers in the tournaments that we go to, Biggs, the hands on them. So he's definitely one up on people with their gloves.
Well, former football players, they have big hands, or even big individuals. I know big individuals that are golfers that just can't fit in an extra large glove, and here you are. Here's an option with the Sniper brand to offer that. So,
yeah, branded 4 or 5, 4X. That's huge. That's
absolutely
a big glove, man.
Yeah, the 5X gloves I can put on the back of a chair.
That's and you know what? There's people out there that need those 5Xs. They don't even have hands. They're paws. You know what I mean? They're like grizzly bears. So it's insane how much of a market was lacking for them, and you're covering it. So it's a good move on your part. So I think you're onto something special.
Yeah, no, and everything you just said, going back to the subscription package too, is spot on. One of my thoughts is if somebody is part of the subscription service, they'll automatically get X amount of percentage off of all of our other products, just simply because they're a subscriber to the service. And if they sign up for, yearly or every other month, 6 deliveries a year or something along those lines, my idea is, maybe there's 2 surprises during the year for this subscription, and one if it's a shorter subscription, and eventually when my clothing and those kind of things get there, and more hats, we'll have an upgraded version where that you can get a shirt with the box as well, or a hat with the box as well, and then obviously when the tour ball comes out in the summer, there'll be another package available for the people who want the urethane golf balls instead of the distance golf balls. So there's a bunch of stuff in the works, but the initial one will be the $29.99, and then the discounts for being a subscriber.
So if anybody's familiar with the Sniper brand, a few years ago they were on social media, but now Clint Peters has taken this over, the Sniper brand. He's taken it over since July. So let me ask you this question, Clint. What's your 5-year plan? Where do you see the Sniper brand in 5 years?
Yeah, well, I want to, the first 6 months here has kind of been it's been really fun for me because I'm testing golf balls, I'm testing golf gloves, I'm testing putters, I'm testing all these things, and as a golfer, that's been really fun. But I want to zero in and get a core product line that's out there, with its clothes and equipment and so forth. And then the next step, which I'm actually starting already this month, is going to retail stores and golf pro shops, and trying to be stocked in those. And I've got some pretty good stuff in the works with some nonprofit organizations that are either first responder or military, and getting involved with organizations like that to be a provider of equipment and so forth, and I can offer discounts. But more importantly, everybody that buys, it's supporting the nonprofit because we're contributing back. So I see this as a product that you'll see in stores and you'll see in pro shops, but you'll also maybe see on a whole at a golf event, that's for a nonprofit organization that we're running some sort of, special where we're trying to raise money for a certain organization, and maybe we take the Sniper logo and, you put a blue across the middle of it or a red across the middle of it for a first responder or back to blue type of an event, just different things like that. And that's really the fun part of it, is being able to give back and growing it through the stores is also a big, obviously, game plan moving forward.
Any plans on exhibiting at the big show in Orlando, Florida, or any plans exhibiting locally at any golf shows around your area?
Yes, I'm actually, don't have a booth this year, but I'm actually heading to the PGA show in a couple of weeks as an attendee, and I've got a bunch of people lined up that I'll be meeting with out there already. Maybe next year that leads to a booth at the big show. I've got a couple of golf expos that I'm going to within the next couple of months here as well, which are 2 or 3 day events in certain states, and there's all kinds of them. I just have to figure out which ones I can get to and which ones make financial sense to go to and so forth. But that's definitely in the plans.
Well, I'll tell you what, Clinton, when you're in Orlando, Florida, make sure you check us out. We'll be on radio stage at the PGA Merchandise Show just below the Media Center, and come by and say hi, will you?
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, Clint Peters joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk, the Sniper brand. Clint, how can people follow you? How can people find out more information about the Sniper brand?
Yep, the website is www.thesniperbrand.com. On social media, it's at Sniper Brand. I got to even remember what my Twitter handle is, but I think it's at Sniper. I think it's at Sniper Brand or Sniper Brand Golf. If you search on Facebook, you'll find it that way, and on Instagram, it's I think it's Sniper Brand Golf. I should know that, but I go.
Your Twitter handle is at Sniper Brand.
At Sniper Brand, there we go.
There you go.
And yep, and follow me on there. And Instagram also has done I guess a really good thing. We're connected on Instagram too, which is one of the ways that we found each other too. And we're out there, and on our website, all the links to our social medias are on there as well. So if you click on that, it'll take you right to it.
Well, Clint, I'm excited to see where this is going to go in the next few years here. Like I said, I followed this brand a few years back, and then it just faded away. But it's good to see this resurge, and because I thought the logo looked cool, I thought the putters looked great, and I think I still say that mallet putter is still functionality with the crosshairs, being able to help people putt better by lining up their putts using those crosshairs.
Yeah, and they've been very, very popular. And you're right. The original founder was a few years back, and he came up with it. And the DM4 putter was actually designed by a touring pro, and the guy actually used it to win a couple of smaller professional events. So that one is like the marquee putter, if you will, for a tour guy that's used it. But the Ambush has been very popular with the shows and different things that I've done, or the golf events that I've gone to, because of the look. It's got the big alignment crosshair on it. And when you putt with it, it's really soft off the face, because it's a 303 stainless face, and then it's got an aluminum body that's attached to it. But the face is really soft when you putt, and it's gotten really good reviews. I just actually had a review come out from an online place on the Rebel and the Ambush, and it was extremely high remarks on them as well. So people are seeming to like them, and it's what drew me interested in the Sniper company when I initially started talking with the guy who had started it, but had some health issues and different things like that, and was never able to really get it off the ground like he wanted to. But he saw the vision, and I saw kind of the same vision he saw, so we were kind of a good match to, I guess, transition over to myself. And I've been loving this for the 6 months I've been doing it.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Bill the GolfFather Cuebas is Director of Communications over at golfball.com. They do a lot of reviews as well. So if you're ever looking for another review, talk to Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, because he could conduct a review of that as well. If you had a left-handed one, I'd say I could do it right here, but I don't. Hey,
I have one left-handed Ambush. Maybe I'll send it to you.
Oh, there you go. I like that idea.
There you go.
Hey, Clint.
I don't know if I like that idea.
Hey, Clint. I appreciate you coming on here, Bigg's Golf Talk, and we certainly will push some traffic your way on social media. Make sure people are following you and what the progress is with the brand and everything else. And certainly we'll have you back on the show when some more stuff comes out and for you to talk about it. Okay.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity to jump on, and thank you guys.
All right, guys, head over to thesniperbrand.com is their website. You can follow all their social media from the website out there. So head over there, follow their social media, and follow what they got coming up in the next couple of months and years here on Bigg's Golf Talk with the Sniper brand. More Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way right after this. A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code Bigg Jon 15. That's Bigg Jon, BIGGJON 15 for a discount on your Golf Dots. Golf Dots is available in many golf shops such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf.dots.com or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
Hey, this is Boxer Shorts, and I've got some big news. Bigg's Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. You can download their app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Bigg's Golf Talk. And make sure while you're there that you favorite us so that you'll know when we're on. Join all the other millions of listeners on iHeartRadio and listen to Bigg's Golf Talk. We're the best. Right.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify. And don't forget, we are podcasted on TuneIn as well. And you might be listening to TuneIn right now to Native Family Radio. But after the show, well, be sure to head over to TuneIn Podcast and favorite Bigg's Golf Talk, and you get notified whenever a podcast is posted. Bigg Jon Vic along with Bill, the GolfFather, Cuebas, and Billy. One more time, as we always do, we support the Folds of Honor, and we have been doing that since day number one for over 11 years. Do you realize that? Over 11 years, you and I have been supporting the mission of the Folds of Honor.
Always. It's been true to our heart from the very beginning, from its inception, since we first started, with Major Dan. He was on your show.
Yes.
So, I mean, we've been with them for a long time. We've made a lot of family. We've been traveling the country every year. We hit more and more chapters, doing live shows. 2019 was a huge year supporting the Folds of Honor, doing, Colorado.
And by the way,
Indiana,
I'm very proud.
New Mexico.
I'm very proud of that achievement. That my morning show back in Chicago was the very first interview Major Dan Rooney and Ginger Gilbert Rivala was a part of.
That's right. We had her. I mean, we've had a lot. We had Wesley Vargas on. We've had a lot of them, whether it to be releasing their books to tell their stories or holding a Folds of Honor event in a different state. We've been very blessed that we can do that. For me, my connection was when my daughter got deployed for the first time. And I happened to see it, and I fell in love with it instantly. I just said, "What if?" And I flew from that. I didn't even think about it after that. And to see the growth. And to still see that with all that we do and all that's done out there, there's people that still have no clue that we exist in today's world. And there's so many people that could possibly qualify for a scholarship and they don't even know about applying for it. So we got to help, keep doing our due diligence to get this word out.
Well, what's so good about this, Billy, is the Folds of Honor has gotten so big that they have chapters all throughout the country, and chapters are still being added all the time, and I'm sure we're going to see new chapters pop up in 2020, and you and I have visited many of these chapters, and donated our services to do the live broadcast. We don't charge them for the broadcast at all. And it's fun for us at the same time supporting a great mission. The Folds of Honor honoring their sacrifice, educating their legacy, and in the last 11 years, the Folds has provided educational assistance, get this, to over 24,500 recipients. And Billy, that number just keeps growing on what our military families need in assistance when it comes to the kids and when it comes to furthering the education of maybe the spouse.
I think this year they're going to blow it away again because, I mean, even with all that money that they're raising, Biggs, I think they turned away. I mean, people that qualify, they didn't have enough money to give hundreds of scholarships to potential recipients. But you have people like Rite Aid during the PGA show last year, or when we were in Oklahoma, rather. They went and committed another $6 million for the year. You got Titleist, you got all these,
Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch is huge. But the year after year, they're stepping up their game and giving more and more and more. And, I look forward to the day when they don't have to turn anybody away, Biggs. And I think it's going to happen. I mean, I think it's like 91 cents on every dollar or more that goes to recipients. Now figure it out. That's a lot of money they're raising, but look at all the money that's going back to do good. I mean, it's incredible to be the standards that we're at right now.
Oh, I agree. And not only the chapters don't always have to stick to their area. As a matter of fact, the Chicago chapter is really outreaching their arms to other areas of the country and helping other chapters as well with growing and developing. And Chicago chapter, let me tell you, that Chicago chapter, they're rock stars, bro.
Oh, yeah. They got a bunch of cool people. One of them is going to be our guest. Another one is Larry Robinson from out there. Year after year, they step up. They do a huge amount of good out there in that area. And I'm glad that they're moving because eventually, it's kind of cold out there, Biggs. Just like you had to move, they're going to have to move. And when they move down here, it's perfect because I'm already here. I'm waiting for them. And I think
but there's a lot of money shakers. A lot of money shakers in Chicago, brother.
Oh, yeah, but they're going to be shaking the trees down here, too, because there's money. If you go to the right area, there's money. There's a lot of military down here, Biggs. We got the airport, and then we have MacDill Air Force out here, which has everything. It has Marines, it has Air Force, you name it, and they're there. And that's where my daughter's at. Unfortunately, she's moving. They're shipping her away for the next 5 years to, near Wisconsin, up in Minnesota. Wisconsin was one of the choices that she had.
Oh, she just decided to get colder. That's what she's doing.
Well, I mean, they gave her an offer she couldn't refuse.
Yeah, you're going to have to give an offer you can't refuse to get up in that north area.
Yes, I mean, because it's unique. She's on an Air Force base in the Army working for the Marines. So I was like, yeah, okay. So she's going. She does really good. I mean, she went on 5 deployments. I mean, I can't complain. God bless her. She's done more than her share. And I mean, it kills me that she's leaving, but how can you can't be, she's serving our country and she's helping getting the word out. So I'm winning twice.
A new friend of Bigg's Golf Talk here from the Folds of Honor in Chicago. On January 1, he posted something on social media, and Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, and also thank you to Shayna Quick for tagging me into the post, but on March 2nd in 2020, and he posted this on January 1, Bill Schey is joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk to talk about the Southwest Florida Patriot Golf Day benefiting the Folds of Honor Monday, March the 2nd. Bill, welcome into Bigg's Golf Talk, my friend.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Doing well, very blessed, and thank you for what you do for our military families. I know you're expanding your arm reach and bringing an event to the Southwest Florida chapter, and tell us all about it.
Well, it's March 2nd. It'll be at Laurel Oaks, which is on Bee Ridge Extension, just off 75 in Sarasota. So it's easy to get to from north or south. We'll have a 10:30 to 11:45 registration, 12 o'clock shotgun. We'll do a ceremony with color guard, Marine Corps color guard, I hope. We'll probably have a bagpiper. We'll play taps, have a ceremony before dinner, and then we'll have dinner, some speakers, and an auction. We've got quite a few items being donated and quite a few sponsors for the event. So it looks to be pretty successful. We've got 21 foursomes already. There's a second course there. They have 2 18s that if we get enough committed soon enough, we can probably get that second course. And hopefully we can get 40 foursomes out there.
When are you looking to close registration?
Well, I don't know that we're looking to close it on any particular date. I guess, within the next few weeks, we should know what direction we're going and how many. Yeah, we're hoping to sell it out so I can get that other course.
Yes.
Right.
How many, what is it? How many can they, what is it, 30? Is it 32 teams?
Well, we could probably, if we got the 2 18s, we could put 20 on each and still be comfortable. So 40 teams. 40 teams. 40 foursomes, yeah.
That would be a good magic number, and we're 50% there. So we're gonna have to start pushing some more, and throwing it out there, on social media. There's a lot of people out there in that area. I was lucky enough that when I first moved to Florida, that is the area that I chose to live in over there in Lakewood Ranch. So I do know the area and the golf course and stuff. I believe I played it once before I moved, just once, and then I was forced to move up into Wesley Chapel area. But it's a beautiful place, and you're right. It's literally right there, right off the highway. I mean, it's quick shot, easy shot. People love golf. Those are shots, that area down there has some of the best golf courses in Florida. So I'm looking forward. And rumor has it, I got invited. So
you are, yes. You're both invited if you want to come.
Yeah, so Biggs, I'm invited. You're invited. I mean, I'm telling you, I accepted the invitation already. I'm going to be there. So yes, I look forward to seeing everybody. We know that you have some special guests lined up. And no, we're not talking about Larry, because we know Larry.
Larry will be here.
Larry,
yes.
Although Larry's special, he's special in his own way.
Yes, Larry is.
He's unique.
Yes, he is. And we're gonna we should all get lucky and see Larry in a couple of weeks when we do the PGA show.
Right.
He's one of my favorites. I love seeing him every year, no matter whether it's in Oklahoma, whether it's down here in Orlando. I love seeing him, and now I get to see him.
Larry gets around. Larry does get around.
Larry gets around. I was communicating with him not long ago, when we were going to start pushing, when the next chapter was coming out down here. And I'm glad you guys have stepped up. We were talking about it off air before. I was like, it took, people from Chicago to come down and get this ball rolling where we needed it. We needed that area. That area is going to be a big, huge part of Florida. I think you guys are doing a huge justice by starting this out and getting it out there. You've done some smaller events before this one. I think this was going to be huge. And this is just the first. I mean, because people, honestly, I've been here for I don't even know how many years. I didn't know until, about a year ago that there was even a Folds of Honor Florida chapter. So right. I think, we need to do our due diligence and get the word out. Now we have 2 chapters that are going to be out here. There's plenty of room for everybody. I mean, there's stuff, and I've been talking to people at Tampa Sports Authority and stuff where I'm part of their golf things over here. So there's a lot of potential that we can have to help grow, and I'm going to be sharing those things with you, Bill, and Larry. Of course, Larry knows I spoke with him before about it, because I think we can blow this place up. I want just like. Mm-hmm.
We have people coming. We have some group coming already from Tampa. We have a couple groups coming up from Naples. I even have a group flying down from Chicago to play in it. So
you see,
it's the word's getting out there.
Yes, and that's what we need.
Might
to
be
do.
a person from might be a person from New Mexico flying in. How's that?
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, if that person comes, this place is going to be big with 2 G's.
That'd be great. You're certainly welcome,
Bill.
Yeah, well, Bigg, if you make it, we have to go live from that place, right?
Yes, I know this. But I wanted to ask Bill, because we have about 7 minutes left here. I wanted to ask Bill his involvement with the Folds of Honor. How did it all start for him, and why did he get involved with the Folds of Honor?
Well, I'll try to make a long story short. But 8 years ago, I guess, when I got involved. And we were having a class reunion at the time, and there was a dedication. Right around the same time, there was a dedication for 9 classmates that were killed in Vietnam. I went to the dedication, and it wasn't very well attended. It was one of these things the word didn't really get out. And I realized there was a 10th name. It was another friend of mine that was killed over there, and they missed his name. So we did a second dedication. I took my wife with me. We had another classmate who served in Vietnam, was a member of the Emerald Society. He played bagpipes. Another classmate played taps. We read their names, and when we walked out of there, my wife said to me, I want to do something for soldiers. So we looked at, she did a 10-mile run at Soldiers Field, which Folds was involved in at the time, on Memorial Day, and raised about $18,000 that year. And it was a last-minute thing. It was kind of funny because she was asking friends of mine who have their own jets if they would contribute $1 a mile. I took over at that point and got them to contribute a little bit more. So, but we raised it. She raised $18,000, but did it again the next year. I think raised $80,000. Then we built the house, and we raised $500,000. And then we did a golf outing, raised another $300,000-$400,000. Then we did another house, raised another half. Then we just did a golf outing up there and raised $600,000 in one outing. So it's been the last 8 years I've been involved, and it's to keep the memory of my friends and classmates that didn't return from Vietnam alive. So that's how I got started, and it's grown ever since. I've gotten to know Larry Robinson very well. Obviously, he even helped me on the second house. By that time, I got to know him. He does wear gloves when he shovels and sweeps. I was a little scared to see that, but and then Steve Hayworth's another one, and I've gotten to know Dan Rooney pretty well, and Major Ed, and quite a few other people. A lot of the Navy SEALs that have helped us along the way, and Marines, and so it's been a great experience, and it kind of gives me a way to remember.
All right. Well, that's a great story, and I was always wondering, how you got involved. I'm always curious when I meet people, what's their story, because it seems to me the story, the whole moral of the story goes back to the same mission, but there's always a different story that leads to that message.
Right.
Yes.
If I could say, one other thing, Dan Rooney talks about synchronicity.
Yes.
And when you think about it, if I hadn't had a reunion at the time where I was in touch with classmates, if this memorial hadn't happened at the same time, if my wife hadn't gone with me, and so many other things, if they hadn't all fallen in place at that time, I probably just would have went on with my life. I went to some of their funerals when I was home. I was in the service too, but when you see that, and in those days, the difference between Vietnam and today is, I think it's something like 60% were under 21 years old. And most of my classmates were under 21 when they gave their lives over there. So there wasn't a lot of siblings, there wasn't a lot of children and spouses left behind. Today it's a whole different ball game where probably that larger percentage has a family. And the other thing too is once they decide to take a recipient, they will take him all the way through. If he's a freshman in college, as long as he maintains the standards, they'll take him until he graduates. So it's an ongoing commitment.
And that's huge, because we've seen some of the kids that otherwise wouldn't be able to stay together. You have, families out there that have 3 or 4 kids, and, parents didn't want to separate their kids because they're already traumatized from losing their dad or their mom or the person that served. So I think it's a great thing that they do. People might not think, it's just college. No, it's for the spouse. It's for the children. I mean, it starts young. It could start, first grade, whatever, So if you think that you might qualify, big thing is people aren't sending in the application.
Right. There's a lot more out there that don't know. I recently was at a dinner for another function, and we sat with a young man, probably not 30 years old, who had lost both his legs and an arm, and he sat with us, and he had 2 children. And we're trying to find him now. Another long story short, I'm trying to find him now to make sure he follows up with us, because his kids could qualify, and so could he.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of people out there like that.
Oh, there's tons of them out there, and we're like I said, we're scratching the surface. But we got about a minute and a half left. How can people find out more about the Southwest Florida Patriot Golf Day for March 2nd? Is there a website that you guys have set up? Do you have a
No, we have a landing page set up. You know, if I could, I'll just give you my email, and they can email me, and I'll send them all the information.
Absolutely,
well,
please
it's my name. It's Bill, BILLSCHEY at gmail.com.
Yeah, and we'll be posting it too for the listeners out there. We're going to be posting it on Bigg's Golf Talk. We'll be posting it on some of the private pages as well, so we can help get this word out. You know, if you're in the Tampa area, Naples area, Florida area, March 2nd that's where we're going to be. I'm going to be there. Hopefully Biggs might be able to make it in time for it.
Everyone from my Midwestern friends, from Wisconsin, from Chicago, from Indiana, you know, it's still cold March 2nd, brothers. All you got to do is drive on down, grab a van or something like that. Everybody split the gas, take a foursome down with you, and participate and get your golf fix on. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. That's all.
Well, we will have Major Ed Polito will be here, and we'll have a recipient. Yeah, right. And then Dan Rooney has said he's coming, but, you know, he's got a tight schedule. So if it works out, Dan Rooney will be here also.
There you go.
You got the trifecta out there. You got Major Ed, you got Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, and you have Mr. Robinson. That's the trifecta.
Wait. Don't give him a big head, man. Larry does not need that kind of exposure.
I don't think I'm giving it to him. I think Larry already has it, man.
Yeah, he barely fits in that hat.
Yes, I've seen it. That bucket hat's too small.
Bill Schey, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk, and I wish we could continue on because I'm sure you have some great stories with Larry Roberts.
Well,
and I know
thank
we
you
do.
guys also.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look forward to seeing you hopefully at the PGA show. We'll be live from the radio stage, so feel free to come join us. And if not, I will see you in March.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Thanks again.
More Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics, get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams in 4 flights, in 2 age divisions, represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
Golf Talk for golfers on Bigg's Golf Talk. Back to Bill the GolfFather Cuebas and Bigg Jon Vic.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Native Family Radio, and on TuneIn as well. And there's many different ways you can listen to Bigg's Golf Talk when we're podcasted. Just use your favorite podcast server, whatever podcast app you have, and search for Bigg's Golf Talk, and more than likely we will be on there. Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, along with me, Bigg Jon Vic, and Amanda, the Golf Diva Robertson, earlier on with her segment. Billy, the GolfFather, you ready? It's time to go to church, brother.
Oh, yeah. I'm always ready. You know that.
Our next guest here on Bigg's Golf Talk, and I don't know if he understands how much he has done for me spiritually, how much he has been there, and he's just us, yes.
Us. Yes.
I have reached out to this man many, many times on a private basis to get spiritual wisdom on issues that I was going through personally, and he has always been there for me. So before I start this interview and talk about what he has coming up, Scott Lehman's joined us, former PGA professional, and really a great spiritual advisor for me anytime I needed him. Scott Lehman's joined us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Scott, welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk.
Hey, it's great to be back. I would say we've gone from probably friends distantly to brothers.
Yes.
And it's a privilege to be back with you guys. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Well, I want to personally thank you because, with your wisdom and everything that you have provided to me, God's word and pointing me in the right direction with God and get me right with him, and get me in his grip, if you will, and show me that you matter. It really has opened up and removed so many different clouds from my head, personally and professionally, that I am so right now and so blessed right now. I couldn't ask to be in a better spot, personally and professionally, and I have you to thank for that.
Well, it's very humbling to hear it. The Lord's revealed something very clear to me, that we all have our different gifts, right? God, he gives us these gifts to use, and one of the gifts that's starting to rise up is the gift of encouraging other guys, and I just need to give it away. And so it's amazing for me to maybe encourage you guys in your faith. And you know what happens when you actually share that gift with others? You're blessed, right? You're blessed abundantly, as I just encourage you guys along the journey. And the beauty of what it does, guys, it also encourages me to stay the path no matter what bunkers of life may come in front of us, and they will. But when we continue to stay focused on the Lord, he keeps us down the fairway, and he guides us and he directs us. And it's so parallel to the game of golf that that's why we can all relate, right? We're just on this journey together.
But
because sometimes
when you actually hit a shot in the rough in your personal life, you can turn to the Lord to bring you back into the fairway or make that shot out of the rough to land on the green. And I know I'm using golf, adjectives for this, but that's really, if I land my life in the rough, I could turn to him and I say, Lord, please give me the right club to make the green. Please get me right back to where I need to be, and that's in your grip. And I could always count on him and turn to him to do that.
100%. 100%. And guys, I'm telling you what, I still hit shots out of bounds.
We all do.
We all do.
You know that?
Yes.
In my marriage, fathering Micah, I still hit these shots like, what in the world was I thinking? But man, oh man, you're one prayer away, John, like you just said, one prayer, Lord, please forgive me for that. Man, get me back on path, and he will do it every single time, and that's called grace, right? He forgives us and allows us to get back on the path, back on the fairway. So, man, oh man, when you start putting those parallels together with life and golf from a faith perspective, for me, I'm pretty passionate about it.
It is. But you know what's unique and special about the thing in the 30-30 challenge and everything that we've been doing, and the years that we've been together and talking with you, it doesn't matter what denomination you are, what faith you choose, or whatever you do. I've been raised Catholic. I've been Catholic. I teach faith formation in the Catholic Church. I've been involved. I have my quirks in it. There's certain things that I've grown to question in myself. But the most important thing to me and in my belief is that in him. I think ideally, regardless of what anybody says or the tribulations that happen in life, we all have him. That's what brings us what we want. We want to do the right thing. Certain things that we're taught that are wrong may not always be that way. You know what I mean? There's certain things that we're taught this is wrong. No, if I love you, and using your heart to help and to move on. That's not hurting anybody. You're helping people grow. It's not wrong. I don't care what faith denomination you are. If I'm out of town and I need it, like when I was in South Carolina, I actually reached out to you a couple of years back. I was in South Carolina and in Myrtle Beach, and I was doing a tournament, and literally I was not in the right place, and there was a little church, and it was just there, and I literally started banging on the door. I had messaged you. I banged on the door. They let me in. I did what I had to say. You sent me a prayer in the thing, and I was okay. I needed it. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter that it wasn't a Catholic church or a Protestant church or whatever church. It only mattered to me that it had a cross up there, and it was his house. So as long as I could get myself to his house where I needed to be at that particular time, that was the only thing I cared about. And you know, traveling as much as we do, sometimes I can't get to where I need to be. So I'm going to go wherever my heart feels content, you know. And when we were off air, I was saying, I mean, people are like, oh, I got to make this. You can pray literally anywhere. It does not matter. There is always time. When you brush your teeth, anything you do, when you shower, anything that you can devote to him at that particular time, do it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of lessons, like we were talking, and Biggs knows, we were talking about lessons that we're learning on the 30-30 challenge.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, looking forward to the next 27 days. Yeah,
Billy, let's talk about that, because people are hearing us use that term 30-30 challenge, and they don't know what that is. Now, we have had many challenges on Biggs Golf Talk that we have been a part of, but this challenge, this 30-30 challenge, is probably the most spiritual challenge you will ever be a part of. And right now, this started on January the 1st, so we're on day number 4 on this Saturday morning. Scott, you started this 30-30 challenge. Talk about it. What is it about for those people that don't know out there?
Well, I look back, and when did it really start? And for me, it was 22 years ago when I really made a turn at 36 to commit my life in faith, right? It's when I had the bunkers of life show up with my marriage and my finances, and I had no purpose. I had no meaning in my life. And that's when I surrendered my life to the Lord, became committed to living in his grip. And at that moment, I needed a playbook for life. You know, I needed that yardage book to help me navigate, you know, just the path of life. And that came through God's word, through his Bible. And so I just became, every day I would look for one verse. God, just speak to me through your word. You would just give me one verse. And I started to journal it. And I've done that over the years. And what I found, it's so simple. It helped me really get a grip on God's word. And that grip is G, which is God's word, right? R, what does it reveal? You know, God's going to reveal something from his word because it's how he speaks to us many times. I, once you get something revealed to you, how am I going to implement that into my daily life? And then P is we're going to pray either that verse or just pray for a need, you know, that we have in our lives. So I've been doing that personally for many years, and just found that if I help one guy get a grip on God's word, that, man, that's worth it for me, you know, just to help one other guy. And we just put a challenge out there. Hey, guys, starting the new year, let's spend our first 30 minutes or some 30 minutes in the day, maybe in the morning, maybe in the evening, and let's just grip one verse together for 30 straight days. Let's commit to that to each other. Let's become a band of brothers to encourage us, to challenge us, to walk with us. And that's what it came from. So on January 1st, just, you know, 3 days ago, coming up on the 4th, we put it out there. And you know what my crazy goal was? I set a goal for 100 guys. What if 100 guys came? You know where we're at, you guys? We're at 236 guys doing this together.
God bless.
I believe it.
God bless.
I believe it. You underestimated.
I didn't have enough faith.
No, exactly. You thought small, and you know what it is? You gave people a way to do something. A lot of people, and I'm not really good on words, and I always say it sometimes. I think a lot of people in today's world are afraid on how they want to approach their faith. While we were taught and brought, it's okay to talk about this. Everything offends somebody, and you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. So a lot of people have taken to the shadows to do it on their own. And you know what? You've given them a platform that we can all do it. We're just blessed in the fact that we are in the media. We are in the site. We have ways to get the word out. I'm not embarrassed by my religion. And Biggs knows I don't talk religion. I don't talk politics with people because it makes enemies. And people who are allegedly your friends, they get upset about it. But with this, you've given them a way to do it, and they can reach out because I was listening, and you had somebody that decided to text you or call you at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I sure did.
So we don't have, while Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are a great engine to help get the word out, you have made yourself accessible. You encouraged others. Like I read your message, and I called Biggs. I was like, Biggs, Scott did this. He has this 30-30 challenge. He's saying that you should have somebody that you can piggyback on. I was like, I want to do it. Let's do it together. And
That's awesome.
He was like, sure. And then I
Hey, Bill,
we're
by
in.
the way,
Yes.
What was I wearing when that phone call came in?
You want to hear this,
you want to talk about faith?
We FaceTimed him. When I read the message, you popped up on Facebook. I just turned on my computer. You popped up. I instantly call him, FaceTime him, and I was like, Biggs, I got a question. And I look up, and he's wearing an In His Grip
Get out. Come on.
And I was like, what?
Crazy.
I was like, Biggs, you're not gonna
I got
believe
goosebumps.
me. I was like, you're not going to believe me, but that's why I'm calling you. And he's like, about what? I was like, look at your hat. Look what the hat you're wearing. And he read, In His Grip. And I was like, dude, 30-30 challenge. We got to do it. And we went on. I was like, yes. And then I messaged you, and I was like, Biggs Golf Talk is in all the way. I mean, it's
crazy.
So far, everything has been working perfectly. Like we talked off air after I did day one, when I did some weird stuff before day two even happened, not knowing what I was going into for that night. And I opened up, I hit, Proverbs 2:2, and I was like, oh no. And I was like, oh yes, okay, this just happened, and I lived it out. And we talk about grip. You know what I mean? I experienced grip before I read grip. How's that?
Amazing.
So even before I got to it, I already implemented it without even knowing it. So I don't know if it was a sign. I don't know what it was, but I took it to heart, and it just so happens to talk about heart in Proverbs 2. And I mean, it slapped me really, really quick, because I was like, wow, I lived that today.
And Billy, you mentioned something that we don't, and especially here, as of a few years, and ever since I met Scott a few years back with In His Grip, I've been very open about my faith. And in the past, Scott, you may have run into this. I don't know. Billy is not really a broadcast professional. But in the media, it's frowned upon when you want to talk about your faith on an air and broadcast, that because you could offend somebody, and so the station doesn't want you to do that. So I've always practiced in 20 years, I can't talk about my faith on the air. Not until I own my own show. So now that I own Biggs Golf Talk, and I'm sure Native Family Radio doesn't care. I'm sure iHeartRadio doesn't care. Spotify doesn't care. If they did, they've heard our past shows. They would have said, no, we don't want you on our platform. But they have, and they want us on their platform. And because of you, Billy, the GolfFather, because of Scott Lehman, I am now open about my faith. And I want people to know that I am a brother in faith, with Scott, with Billy, with anyone else that needs guidance or help, that I want to be their brother, and I want to be there just like Scott was there for me, just like Billy is still there for me. Scott's still there for me. Anytime I could text him, I could call him, and Scott would be like, let's open it up. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, guys, the prayer is that you're now allowed to be your authentic self of who God made you to be. And when the world will tell you can't share that, and I'm telling you, I've been on LinkedIn and on Twitter, guys are telling me to get that off of here because that's not what it's made for. I respectfully disagree with them. It's who I am.
Right.
This is who God has made me to be be the encourager in faith and just develop that personal relationship with God and watch what he can do in and through you and actually speak to you through that. So, guys, I love it, John. I love hearing how you have freedom to be who you are.
And you know what? Ever since then, Scott, my life has gotten better. Not worse, but better.
It has. And I've been around. I've seen it. I've seen the growth, which is huge. And even, before the 30-30 challenge and everything, doing the radio show is different hours, all hours of the night. And me and Biggs were sitting, he was sitting in New Mexico. I'm sitting over here in Florida, and we're FaceTiming each other and going back and forth, because of modern technology.
Right.
And we're doing our banners and everything else. And we only have a few slots for charities that we do because we want to give back and help as much as we can. So we're like,
but the reality of it too is it's a business.
Yeah, it is. Right, exactly.
Right. That gotta provide. Right.
Yeah. So that's why we're very limited. Besides the Folds of Honor, which we've been doing for past 11 years.
Right.
We wanted something that spoke about us, who we were, what we were, and still had golf orientated inside there where people can connect with the fact that it's about golf and about brothers, camaraderie, and other ways to share your faith in a non-conventional way. You don't have to be there. Originally I was like, oh my God, do I have to be there for that challenge? Do I have to be in Tennessee? And then I started reading it and I was like, no, I could do it from right here. He's making videos. He's doing everything. So when me and Biggs were talking, we're like, we have to do something for In His Grip. We need to do something. We talked about it, and we're late birds, you're not. So we like, do we need his permission?
Poor Scott received an email from me about midnight the other day.
Yeah, and I
email and a voicemail because I'm trying to call him. I'm calling him, and we just all we did, Billy and I just prayed. We're like, okay, let's pray. Do we do this? Is it the right thing? And the Lord told us, yes, it's the right thing. And
we're like, he can't get mad that we want to spread his word.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Awesome.
There's no way. So just do it. And we want to crunch. We needed to get that thing out by midnight to have it done. And thank goodness we said, yes, God wants this. Let's do it.
The beauty of what you guys did is whenever you have a big decision to make, or really any decision, right? All God wants us to do is come to him for guidance, for direction. He will confirm, right? In your heart of hearts, like, man, I have a peace about this. I think he's saying, yes, go.
Yeah.
And
he did.
Man, oh man, when we can do that, that's just the way he loves to be able to guide us and direct us. He knows the purpose and plans he has for us.
Okay.
So when you guys stopped and prayed for that, that's huge.
Scott,
awesome.
we got 30 seconds here. How can people follow the 30-30 challenge, and how can people find out more about In His Grip Golf?
Yeah, but one of the best ways is really In His Grip golf.com. inhisgripgolf.com. And then we're coming out with this new app that you can just download on your phone. You can get the 30-30 challenge. You can get all the information on what's going on in the ministry. Social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And, man, we're open arms. Just come, be a part. We walk this life together. And really appreciate you guys.
And if you would, before we head into the break, can you close us out with prayer?
Be a privilege and an honor. Heavenly Father, Lord, we just hit the pause button of life right now, God. I thank you so much for the heart of John and the heart of Billy, that, Lord, as we come together, it's no longer really just distant friends, man. We're a family because we've become brothers. So, Father, I know there's a lot of men listening that are on an island. They think they're the only ones struggling with this or struggling with that. Lord, would you show the bridge of In His Grip that they could walk across. And Lord, if we need to go get them, reveal who that is, and we'll walk with them into this community of faith called In His Grip. Lord, it's yours. We just look to you for the guidance and the direction. And Lord, would you take this year of 2020, make it something really special with what Billy and what John are doing. And Lord, show me how I can best serve them and ultimately serve you as we have this time on earth to be all about your business. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
More
Amen.
Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way right after this. Amen.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is searching for the country's best two-player teams to compete against an international field in the 54-hole Ryder Cup-style event, known prestigiously as the International Kings Cup. The International Kings Cup is played in remembrance of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the Kings Cup begins with a national qualifier. Two-player teams compete in an 18-hole qualifier playing best ball using net scoring. Upcoming national qualifiers include June 17th in Omaha, Nebraska at Goat Hill Ranch, June 21st in Lexington, Kentucky at Persimmon Ridge, June 29th in Boston, Massachusetts at the Country Club, and July 3rd in Chicago, Illinois at Prairie Landing. For more information, to sign up, and to find a national qualifier near you, their website is usgolfchallenge.com. That is usgolfchallenge.com.
This is Bigg's Product of the Week. Each week, Bigg Jon and the GolfFather select a golf product to feature. Here is Bigg Jon Vic and Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, with this week's Product of the Week.
And Bigg's Product of the Week is sponsored by US Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Must be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's beverage, and friends don't let friends drive drunk. Back with you here on the 18th hole, teeing it up here with Bigg Jon Vic and Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas. And Billy, we have chosen our Bigg's Product of the Week, and that product of the week is Breakthrough Golf Technologies Stability Tour Shaft for the putter. A putter shaft with a tour preferred feel and slim look. The Stability Tour Shaft is a result of feedback from the best golfers and coaches in the world and offers the same state-of-the-art performance as the original Stability Shaft with a few key differences. Stability Tour has a slimmer profile and offers a softer feel. It will match the balance point and flex profile of steel with 30% more carbon fiber for crisp, responsive sound and control preferred by the better players. Look, balance, feel. This has exceptional accuracy rate, 82% more likely to return the face square at impact. Better distance control, 54% more forgiving on off-center hits. Billy, you and I have the Stability Tour shafts in our gamers, and I will tell you, I already see the difference.
I'm with you, Biggs. We both were lucky to have the Stability shafts, the original version that they came out with. And we wanted to do the Tour shaft. We wanted to see what the difference was, with the 30%, if it really would make a much bigger difference than what we already had seen in the past. And I know personally that when I got fit, I went and had my same exact putter I had gotten fit before, which it kept, how would you say, the point of impact kept changing. it wasn't consistent every time. Just like, remember how we had our show about puring shafts and stuff? This is perfect.
Yeah.
This is similar to it. When they put that shaft in, I mean, literally, Biggs, my point of impact was virtually 0.1 something every time. I was hitting in the same spot. There was no wiggle waggle, no movement of that shaft. I go there straight forward, straight back. I was getting much better face contact, right dead center of the sweet spot of my putter. The noise is dampened. You get a nice little bing. I love the putter. I love the way that it feels even better. I sent one of my best putters that I had, which is a Mura, and I was like, well, what's going to make it better? Well, you know what? The Stability Tour shaft made it better.
I have previously used the other Stability shaft, but using the Stability Tour shaft, just provides a much more shaft stiffness, and I like that. When you compare it to steel shafts, I mean, steel shafts are not strong enough to balance out today's heavier putter heads.
Yep.
Stability Tour is 97% stiffer than a steel shaft, especially in the stabilized zone of the putter. And this area is actually a critical part of the shaft that controls the flexing and twisting forces. So
it is, and that's the thing. It reduces the torque. I mean, how many times have you hit on a regular putter? You go and you might have come through and you hit it off of maybe off center. You hit the toe. Now all of a sudden you feel it. You feel when you hit that. Now, when you go and I've done it on purpose. I did it in my office when the putter first came.
And it's hard to do that, though. But it can be done. But it's hard to do that because this shaft actually allows you to come back with the motion and come square at impact to hit the ball straighter and have a pure roll on it. It's hard to do it, but what you're describing can happen.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what it avoids. I'm talking about before. When you have your regular shaft and you hit it off the toe, you feel everything in it when you hit it wrong. When you have the Stability one, it's dampened. You can't even tell. You won't even. I mean, it doesn't affect the impact. You're still going to get a nice, true, straight roll out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an amazing shaft. And their website has a really great information on it, and you can actually find out which Stability shaft is right for you. Stability Tour is Tour Preferred. Balances like steel, allows for exact swing weight matching, new sleek body design, and it looks good even in your putter.
It really is. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, it doesn't feel like it added any weight to the way the head is. It feels more crisp when you hear it. It's more of a solid contact. Yep. I don't know if it's because of the staff, with the shaft being stiffer and stuff like that. It could be because of that, but I think it's besides the better contact, you're going to get better rolls. The better rolls you get, the more consistent you're going to get, the closer you're going to get to keeping it on your line. Because how many of us go and that putter, you feel like the putter face turned on you when you come back. I feel less of it.
You could feel it right off the bat that you missed it.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And I think this is going to dim that a lot. The feel of it really feels soft and pure.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why it just feels a lot purer when you hit, and it's the same putter because it's the putter I use.
Well, you talk about softer, and I want the comparison between the Stability Tour and the Stability, the contemporary blackout appearance and the Stability Tour, softer feel preferred by better golfers. High modulus carbon fiber increases the stiffness of the shaft. Now, the regular Stability shaft fits virtually every putter ever made, easy to install, market tested by real golfers with 99% satisfaction, and I'm totally in support with that. Balances slightly heavier than steel, replaces 50-year-old steel shaft technology, improved feel without changing your stroke. And that's important too, is you don't want to change your stroke, but here's a shaft that allows you to use your stroke to make you putt better.
Yes, and that's what's perfect about it. You know what I mean? You're not changing anything else but the shaft. And and we both know from experience, when you change the shaft, Biggs, it makes a huge difference.
Yes.
Super huge. I mean, we got our shafts just pured recently in the irons, and they are.
I looked at the numbers on mine, and my
Biggs.
God, yes. I mean, it's a 360-degree difference.
Oh, yes. I mean, some of them were like really crazy. And when I played, my ball flight changed. It was more consistent.
And by the way, here's what's so good about the stability shaft as well, whether it be the tour or be the regular one. So you talk about puring. So they're like my stability tour shaft on my putter. Their logo and stuff is on the back side of the putter. So they're not interested in branding themselves where it's on the front side. They want to make sure the shaft is inserted and installed correctly where you are going to get the better and the best performance on the green.
Mm-hmm. And while yours is on the back side, mine is on the side. So they are perfect because they want to make sure when you hit that thing that you're going to go, as close to 0-0 as possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that goes to show you that they're making sure that they do it precisely the way they're supposed to. I mean, the turnaround time, I mailed it out and I got it back. Before I even played my next round, it was back.
In less than 4 days, I got mine back. Yeah, and that's because of the holidays.
That's right. And the holiday schedule was back. It was bad.
Yeah. So
I'm so far I'm enjoying playing with it, and I'm like, it's going to stay in my bag until I have to test another putter. But I mean, it sets a new standard to where I'm at. I love my stability shafts, and I think it's a great upgrade to your shaft. And if you go to their site, if you go to their BGT site, which is Breakthrough
GolfTech.com.
Yes. If you go there, not only can you see the three different styles of shaft, they have the stability tour shaft, which we're talking about now. We've done in the past the stability shaft, and then they have a stability arm lock shaft. And then if you look down where shopping, you can literally shop on their site and pick up a putter that already has it in. Yeah. So they got like some TaylorMade Spider. They have a Cleveland Beach putter, which I have and love. You can buy virtually a Scotty Cameron, a Bettinardi putter, which is already, at the price, but with the stability shaft in it. If you're looking for a new putter, you might as well get it with that shaft already installed in it. You're going to save yourself time and money.
Yes, sir. All right, that does it for Bigg's Golf Talk. And the phrase of the week is in his grip. Stability Shaft by Breakthrough Technologies is Bigg's product of the week right here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Billy, what another great show, the first show of 2020 in the books, and what a great show it was, my friend.
It was a super show. I mean, it was a true blessing, this show. It's a great way to start 2020, Biggs. I'm looking forward to what 2020 has to bring for us, and I'm truly encouraged.
Until next week, for Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, for Amanda, the Golf Diva Robertson, I'm Bigg Jon Vic, and this has been Bigg's Golf Talk as we put out right here on 18. Thanks for listening, everybody. Until next week, you matter.
It's Saturday morning. We're gonna play golf. The wife is moaning. We're gonna play golf. The kids are all screaming like someone's gonna die. The grass needs mowing, it's 2 feet high. But the boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Golf course, here I come. Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain when you take a big swing with that little white ball. It don't matter if we win or lose. Even birdie par and double bogey too. The boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Nice shot, Arnold. In-laws are coming over.